This cover bursts with energy. It's the Nintendo DS game based on DreamWorks' Madagascar. The artwork instantly mimics the chaotic, funny personality of the movie. The iconic character lineup dominates the front, all crammed into a tight cluster as if they're photobombing the cover together. Front and center, we have the four main animals, exaggerated expressions and all. From left to right, Melman the neurotic giraffe with wide, worried eyes, Marty the zebra, mouth open in an enthusiastic laugh, Alex the lion, beaming with that showman charisma, and Gloria the hippo, leaning in from below, smiling gently. They're drawn in bright, saturated colors, bursting with life and movement. Their slightly off-kilter poses and facial expressions immediately convey slapstick comedy and adventure. Behind them, a glimpse of their world. Tropical green foliage, blue sky, even a peak of zebra stripes blending into the background, echoing Marty. The yellow-orange gradient of the title Madagaskar gives off sunny, exotic energy. It's the movie's original logo with bold, chunky letters in cartoon style, leaning slightly right, playful, almost bouncing. Above it, the DreamWorks Moon Boy logo confirms the cartoon pedigree. There's a clever little touch. If you look at the very top of the artwork, a pair of upside-down penguin eyes peers down, lurking sneakily. Classic Madagascar mischief. The penguins are hiding, literally watching from the edge, like they always do. It's almost easy to miss unless you look closely. Lovely design detail. Left side features the vertical Nintendo DS branding in black against white, a clean strip that frames the lively artwork. Licensed by Nintendo in red below is standard for DS games. Bottom right corner shows the PEGI 3+ rating, suitable for kids and beyond. Activision's logo sits toward the middle bottom, understated but prominent enough. Publisher identity without stealing focus. Now the big price sticker. A purple shop sticker slapped unapologetically on the top right. 2 for 399, eller 299 SEK. Swedish retail promotion. Buy 2 for 399 SEK, otherwise 299 each. The bright round sticker overlaps Alex's mane, quite disruptive visually, but that's retail reality. Commerce invading design. The typography is white and bold, playful bubble style, echoing the cartoon mood. Overall tone of the cover. Goofy adventure, friendly chaos, humor, bright and approachable. Designed for kids but not sterile, full of personality. The artwork radiates movement, expressive animation, and familiarity from the film. It's warm, sunny, and tropical, but also silly and energetic. There's no dark shades, no edgy tones, just pure cartoon exhilaration. The layout is deliberately crowded, suggesting companionship, group dynamics, fun. In essence, a portable piece of the movie's spirit. The DS packaging style complements it. Clean, formal left strip, wild jungle party filling the rest. A cover that almost talks, loudly, joyfully, and maybe with a penguin snickering in the background. The back cover shifts from pure cartoon chaos to the promise of adventure. It's still playful, but now it tries to sell the journey. The message is loud. These zoo animals have escaped the comfortable captivity of New York and tumbled into the wild unknown. The top half feels like a movie trailer in print. A bold, uneven title splashes across the background. From the zoo, to a place that's totally new. The uneven letters, orange with sun-faded edges, have this slightly carved, tribal look, like painted wood. It captures the exotic, improvised island vibe. Below that, the synopsis. It's a zoo break, with Alex, Marty, Melman, and Gloria headed for the Isle of Madagascar. Short, friendly, and narrated like a cheerful game trailer. It doesn't try to be mysterious. The goal is clear. Leave order behind, enter chaos. To the left, the four main characters pose again, this time with attitude rather than pure silliness. Alex leans forward proudly, Gloria smiling warmly, Melman gawking nervously, as always, and Marty grinning with explorer excitement. Even a penguin has snuck into the group shot. Their body language hints at their personalities. Alex confident, Melman reluctant, Marty ready for adventure, Gloria amused. The middle and right side show 2 in-game screenshots framed as if they're wooden jungle signboards. Those frames look like rope-tied bamboo or driftwood. Very islandish. The screenshots are tiny, but they reveal a lot. One looks like a tribal hut interior, straw walls, crates, earthy colors, with Melman awkwardly standing inside. The other shows a more action-oriented scene, maybe Alex jumping or fighting in a platform-style layout. Bright sandy platform, some enemies or obstacles, maybe water below. Everything's saturated and handheld friendly. This is the DS in its 2005 era, basic 3D, but enthusiastic. The text next to the screenshot says, roar, kick, fight, and swim as you learn to survive the wild, and use your touchscreen to switch characters and play 3D minigames. The game promises not just platforming, but character switching gimmicks, tapping into DS touchscreen novelty. Each animal has unique abilities, implied but not spelled out: adventure, combat, survival, DS style. In the upper right corner, a small badge says, Wireless DS Single Card Download Play. That's the feature where two players could share a multiplayer minigame from one cartridge. A small time capsule of early DS marketing, wireless fun with minimal data. The lower half becomes business and legal territory. Dense fine print, company addresses, copyrights. Activision, Vicarious Visions, DreamWorks Animation. European patent numbers, model number NTR005, assembly in EU. The original Nintendo seal of quality sits bottom right, a guarantee of legitimacy in that era. Barcodes, CE mark, and multilingual packaging warnings, reminders that behind the cartoon dream, this is a regulated product crossing borders. One tiny detail: the DreamWorks Moon Boy logo appears again. Bottom center. Familiar, comforting, almost ceremonial, like the cinematic stamp that says, yes, this really is that Madagaskar. The atmosphere of the back cover shifts between cheerful, comical freedom and structured commercial service. It sells a family-friendly romp with personality, mini-games, DS touchscreen tricks, and the spirit of escape. It speaks to kids, to movie fans, and to DS-era nostalgia. A cover that promises fun, mildly chaotic exoticism, and absolutely zero seriousness. The wild begins when you close the DS lid, or maybe when you open it. Here the game opens its mouth, literally. You're looking at the inside of the Nintendo DS case, specifically the instruction booklet, snugly tucked into its plastic slot. And it greets you with the exact same explosive energy as the front cover, but shrunk down into pamphlet form. It's a direct miniature of the cover art. Same cluster of expressive animal faces filling the frame like an accidental group selfie. Alex the lion, glowing in golden warmth, Marty the zebra laughing wide, Melman frozen in his typical anxious disbelief, and Gloria smiling cool and confident. The artwork is cropped more tightly than on the full case, focusing entirely on faces. Background elements like bamboo, jungle leaves, and the sky are barely visible, just enough to remind you of the tropical setting. The DreamWorks logo sits at the very top center, with its iconic moon-sitting boy holding a fishing rod. Alongside, the game code NTR-AMGP-UKV appears in small white print, identification for the UK English version of the European release. A tiny but delightful touch. The upside-down penguin is still there, right at the top, peeking in like an intruder. On the booklet, his presence feels even funnier, because he appears squeezed off the edge, almost caught sneaking into this group portrait. At the bottom, the white Activision logo anchors the booklet visually, formal and corporate, but somehow softened by being surrounded by cartoon animals. On the lower right, in all caps, instruction booklet, plain sans serif typography, no playful styling. It's the most serious detail on a wildly unserious cover, reminding you this booklet promises structure and rules. The plastic case interior around it creates a sterile, transparent frame, with retention tabs and cartridge slot details visible. The contrast is striking. Wild, expressive jungle chaos framed within clinical, translucent geometry. The booklet sits slightly bent from tension, giving it that natural stored-in-a-case-for-years look. The edges of the booklet align perfectly with the original DS cover art on the left, reinforcing that this booklet is designed as a visual echo of the game's face. Atmosphere. Familiar, comforting, and nostalgic. The presence of a physical instruction booklet instantly marks the era. Modern games rarely include them. Here, it's a relic from a time when games still explained themselves on paper, before you tapped through tutorials. The instruction booklet artwork is not just printed, it's a compressed, concentrated version of the game's main identity: joyful chaos, animal personalities, and the madcap spirit of escape. It mirrors the case front, but confined, domesticated, restrained, almost like the zoo in the story, caged in plastic. But once you pull it out and open it, it becomes the wild. This little paper booklet acts as a bridge between the physical object and the animated world contained on the cartridge. It's a tactile doorway into a digital jungle. This is where the whole game shrinks into a tiny square of plastic. No more jungle chaos, no expressive animal faces, just a compressed identity. Nintendo DS cartridges always feel like little artifacts, utilitarian, minimalist, but somehow magical. This one carries Madagascar, reduced to symbols, codes, and a nostalgic tactile surface. At the top, Nintendo DS in its classic silver gray branding. That slick metallic style echoed the DS design language of the time: clean, modern, slightly futuristic. The contrast between the modern branding and the cartoon chaos inside the cartridge is delightful. The DS logo is the only refined thing on this sticker. Below it, the Madagascar title is still in its bold, fiery gradient, orange to yellow with soft shading. The tropical flavor is there, but everything else that used to surround it, characters, jungle, penguins, is gone. Only faint palm leaves and a bit of sky behind it, blurred, almost watercolor-like. It feels like an echo of the cover art, not a full representation. The cartridge label isn't trying to show the story, it just needs to assure you what's inside. The print quality of the label shows wear: light creasing, slight surface abrasions, minor fading, especially at the bottom. It carries the texture of age, use, or just long storage in the case. This slight wear makes it feel authentic, played, touched, not just collected. At the bottom, the cartridge's identity codes and validation markings take over. Licensed by Nintendo in its red oval stamp, small and official. Activision logo in black, more serious. The CE mark next to it, confirming European compliance. Then 81065-34 UK internal manufacturing code. NTR AMGP UKV, this is the release region identifier. NTR means DS, named after its codename Nitro. AMGP is the game's internal title abbreviation, and UKV indicates a UK Europe multilingual version. The Nintendo original seal of quality appears too, though slightly faded. That golden badge, once iconic in game packaging, is almost invisible here, faint but still recognizable. Physically, the cartridge sits firmly in its molded plastic slot. The transparent case edges frame it like a little vault, protective and sterile. The contrast is always funny. This tiny gray piece contains hours of cartoon madness, energy, and color, but it looks like a secure data module. No characters, no playful chaos, only the name Madagascar. It's almost poetic. The DS cartridge is all business, no noise. But knowing the game, that restraint makes the imagination buzz. You can feel the jungle waiting beneath that sticker. It's a capsule, an island hidden inside plastic. And when you slide it into a DS, you break the seal and unleash cartoon untamed wildlife, right out of a 3 centimeter rectangle.